All right, Art One kids, how we doing today? I am going to kind of progress into the next stage of our project. What I've done is I've cut out all my walls. So I've got my different pieces here of like my walls or whatever. And as you recall, when I was doing this, I had made little flaps like along the edges of my project. And so what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna work on creating creases on those so that they fold easily. This is a pretty simple part of the project, but I already cut them out. So like part of your assignment today is to cut out your walls. And then from there also like then I want you to work on making these creases. So the way we're gonna do that is we're going to score them. All right, some of mine actually are like right on an edge already. So like they already kind of are set. But we're gonna score them, which means that we're just gonna kind of make like on the edge. So this flap right here is going to fold backwards like this. And so I'm gonna score that edge with a knife to make it so there's just like not cutting all the way through, but just like a little indent so it'll fold easily, all right? Now to cut that, ideally we would just use like a little X-Acto knife like this. And I'm gonna assume that most of you don't have X-Acto knives at home. You might, if you do, use this, be very careful with it. Don't push too hard. You're just scoring that edge. You're just making it a little like indent so that it folds easily. You can use a utility knife, a box cutter, something like that. That'll work good. You could use a normal knife. Okay, so like I have like a little knife and I could easily just kind of use this and cut my edge, score the edge. I don't want to cut it. Or you can even use like a scissors and like open it up and then just like slide this along the edge. Okay. So for my demo today, I'm gonna show you guys like the process that I'm gonna use a ruler. So I've got a metal ruler that I'm gonna go along the edge with, and I'm going to kind of carefully like run, like I use my knife right here. I'm gonna run the knife along the edge so I get a nice straight line, all right? If you've got some sort of other straight edge, that's great. It doesn't have to necessarily be a ruler as long as it's something that's straight and it'll like, your knife won't cut into it. That's going to be important too. So you want it to be straight. So be creative with that. If you've got like, I don't know, like I'm looking like I've got my colored pencil container over there. It's metal. It's got a straight edge that could totally work. Just find something that's not going to cut. Okay. So look around the house, find something that you can use as that straight edge. Worst case scenario, just kind of carefully go along the edge of it. But ideally you have something to go along. Okay. The other thing is like on my desktop here, I've got a cutting mat, all right? And so like you can see it like in my other view here, but the mat itself is rubber, and so it protects my dining room table. You could use like if you have a cutting board for, you know, I have a plastic one like behind me, like over there, like that I use for cutting vegetables or whatever, like I could use that. I could use a wooden cutting board. You could just put other cardboard like underneath it. You could put like something, you know, just put something underneath it so you're not cutting into your table. And again, you're not cutting through anything. So technically that shouldn't even be an issue. But just to protect the surface, just put something underneath it just in case. Okay. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time here. I'm going to do like all my edges and, then I'll check back with you. So you guys, today, your assignment, you're working on cutting, out your pieces, and then you're working on making the scoring on the flaps. Okay, so yeah, all right, check in with you guys in a little bit. Okay, so checking back in, couple things. So like I kind of went through and I usually did like 2 cuts to kind of get like, see that nice bend now that I'm able to get, you know, like I can kind of like put that on there. See those like nice creases? You can see it maybe, there you go, kind of, sort of, all right? So I'm able to do that. One thing that, I don't know if you guys noticed, like this edge right here, this is my really long piece. It used my ruler, and like I'll show you kind of like on the table here. I used the ruler against this and I kind of stabilized the middle of it. So if you have a really long one so that it won't pivot or whatever, you want to kind of like use your hand to kind of like stabilize it and then run that along there. Now, one thing that I'm doing, if you're like watching, my fingers are kind of in the middle of my ruler. Back when I was in middle school, I had a situation, actually, yeah, it was in middle school, I was in 8th grade. I had a situation where I allowed my finger to slightly overlap my ruler when I was doing this cut. And so when I cut along the edge, I like caught the edge of my finger and like sliced off like a little corner of it. That was not a pleasant experience. So I really encourage you guys, as you're cutting and you're using a straight edge, make sure that you're positioning your fingers kind of in the middle of the ruler, so that like when you go along the edge, like you're not gonna risk like clipping like the edge of your finger. So anyways, you get that one for free today, you guys. I hope that is helpful for you. So you guys go through, cut out your pieces, and then tomorrow we will start talking about how to do your roofs. So, yeah, hope you guys are good. Don't glue anything together yet, you guys. There's kind of a couple things that we need to do additionally before we start gluing. So yeah, don't do that yet. All right. Have a great day, you guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.